The Galactic Council chamber was vast and bright, floating above a blue star. Representatives from dozens of alien species sat in curved rows, watching a massive holographic screen in the center of the hall. This council had seen countless wars. They had watched worlds burn and empires fall. Nothing surprised them anymore. On the screen was a live feed from the edge of known space. A small human fleet was approaching. At first, there was silence. Then someone laughed. The human ships looked simple. Their metal was dull, their shapes were plain, and their numbers were few. Compared to the massive alien war fleet waiting for them, the humans looked weak and out of place. The laughter spread across the chamber. They really came, one alien said with amusement. Are those all the ships they have? Another asked, clicking its mandibles in mockery. Humans were new to the galactic stage. They had joined trade networks, signed peace deals, and stayed quiet. Too quiet. Many species believed humans were afraid of real war. Others thought humans were clever talkers but poor fighters. The council had agreed to this show for one reason only: entertainment. The alien fleet on the screen moved forward in perfect formation. Hundreds of ships, glowing with shields and heavy weapons. Their commanders did not rush. They knew the outcome already. The human fleet slowed down. The council laughed louder. They hesitate, a reptilian admiral said. They finally understand. But the humans did not retreat. One human ship moved ahead of the others. It was smaller than the alien flagships, almost fragile in comparison. It did not send any message. It did not raise shields or power weapons, at least not in a way the alien sensors could easily see. That confused the alien commanders. Scan it again, one ordered. The scans showed nothing unusual. The laughter in the council chamber continued, softer now, mixed with confusion. Perhaps they surrender, someone suggested. The human ship kept moving. Inside the human vessel, the crew was calm. No shouting. No fear. Each person moved with purpose. Their captain stood still, watching the data scroll past. This was not their first battle. It was simply the first time the galaxy was truly watching. The alien fleet sent a final warning message, translated into every known language. This is your last chance. Retreat or be destroyed. The human ship did not answer. In the council chamber, the laughter returned. They cannot even respond, an insectoid elder said. Pathetic. Then something changed. A small panel opened on the side of the human ship. It was subtle, almost invisible. No massive cannon extended. No glowing energy built up. Just a slow mechanical movement. The alien sensors barely noticed it. What is that? A junior officer asked. The alien commanders checked their data. No energy spike. No charge buildup. No known weapon signature. Probably some old defense system, someone said dismissively. The laughter continued. The human ship stopped moving. For one brief moment, space was quiet. The council chamber was filled with amused voices and careless words. No one paid attention to the human ship anymore. They were already bored. Then a new sound reached the alien sensors. It was not loud at first. It was not dramatic. It was a low, rising whine, mechanical and steady. What is that noise? Someone asked. The sound grew faster. Faster. The human captain raised a single hand. Inside the ship, a system came online. A weapon older than many alien civilizations, refined through centuries of war. Simple. Reliable. Deadly. The rotation speed increased. The alien fleet still did not react. Their shields remained steady. Their weapons stayed silent. The council chamber slowly grew quiet. The laughter began to fade. The sound changed again. It was no longer a whine. It was a roar held back by discipline. A controlled storm waiting to be released. An alien sensor officer shouted, "High-speed mechanical motion detected." "How fast?" a commander demanded. The answer came late. The human ship fired. The first round crossed space in a blink. Then the second. Then thousands more followed. At 3,000 rounds per minute, the weapon spoke. The council chamber fell silent. And the galaxy stopped laughing. The first impact shattered the silence of space. Alien shields flared bright as the round struck them, each hit sharp and sudden. At first, the alien commanders smiled again. Their shields were strong. They had stopped far greater weapons before. But the human gun did not stop. It kept firing. Round after round poured out in a steady stream, not wild, not rushed. The sound reached every sensor, a constant rhythm that felt alive. 3,000 rounds every minute. No pause. No hesitation. The shields began to flicker. "Increase shield output," an alien commander ordered, his voice tense. Power surged through the alien fleet. Shield strength rose. For a moment, the barrage slowed. Then the rounds changed pattern. The human weapon adjusted its fire with cold precision. It focused on the same points, hitting again and again. The shields screamed under the pressure. Cracks of light spread across them like glass about to break. One alien ship lost its shields completely. The next burst tore through its hull. The ship exploded, breaking apart into burning fragments that drifted into the dark. In the council chamber, no one spoke. The laughter was gone. "What kind of weapon is that?" an elder whispered. No one answered. On the battlefield, panic began to spread. Alien ships broke formation, their perfect lines collapsing into chaos. Some tried to advance. Others turned to retreat. The human ship did neither. It held its position. The gun kept singing. Alien weapons finally opened fire. Energy beams and plasma bolts rushed toward the human ship, filling space with light. For the first time, the human ship raised its shields. They were smaller than the alien shields. Thinner. Simple. But they held. The alien weapon struck again and again, yet the human shields absorbed the blows with calm strength. No alarm sounded. No panic spread among the human crew. Inside the ship, the gunners adjusted aim and rate. Their movements were smooth, practiced. They had trained for this moment without knowing when it would come. Another alien ship lost power. Its engines failed, torn apart by precise fire. It drifted helplessly as the human weapon moved on. "They are disabling us," an alien officer cried. "Not destroying us." That terrified them more. The human gun was not wild. It was careful. It chose targets. It spared some ships and shattered others. Why? The alien commanders tried to regroup. Orders overlapped. Voices rose in fear and anger. "Focus all fire on that ship." Dozens of alien vessels turned their weapons toward the human craft. The space around it burned with energy. The human shields finally began to weaken. Still, the gun did not stop. Then something new happened. More human ships arrived. They exited hyperspace in silence, appearing behind and beside the first ship. Larger vessels. Stronger armor. More guns. None of them spoke. The alien fleet froze. In the council chamber, fear replaced confusion. "They were never alone," someone said softly. The new human ships activated their weapons, but they did not fire yet. They waited. The first human ship kept firing alone, holding the enemy's attention. Its gun slowed for the first time, then stopped. For one heartbeat, everything was quiet. The alien fleet waited for words. A threat. A demand. Instead, the human ships moved forward together. The guns began again. This time, it was not one voice. It was a choir. Multiple weapons spun up, each with its own deep, mechanical song. Space filled with controlled fire, overlapping patterns that cut through shields and hulls with ease. Alien ships fell one by one. Some surrendered, powering down weapons and engines. Others tried to escape, only to be stopped with precise, disabling shots. The humans allowed the surrenders. They did not chase the fleeing ships far. They did not need to. The message was already clear. In the council chamber, an elder finally spoke with a shaking voice. "This is not rage," he said. "This is discipline." On the battlefield, the human fleet advanced slowly, calmly, as if they had all the time in the universe. The aliens now understood the truth. The humans were not loud warriors. They were quiet ones. And when they finally chose to fight, they did not shout. They let the guns speak for them. Fear moved faster than any weapon. It traveled through open channels, broken commands, and panicked voices. Across the alien fleet, crews looked at their screens and saw the same thing. Ships disabled with clean precision. Weapons silenced. Engines torn apart without full destruction. This was not how wars were fought. This was how lessons were taught. Alien commanders shouted orders, trying to regain control. Retreat vectors were set, then changed. Defensive lines were drawn, then abandoned. Nothing worked. The humans advanced at the same slow speed, never rushing, never stopping. The human fleet was quiet. That silence scared the aliens more than explosions ever could. One alien captain watched his ship's systems fail one by one. Life support still worked. Power was stable. But weapons were gone. Engines were dead. "They chose this," he whispered. Nearby, another alien vessel tried a desperate move. It charged forward, weapons blazing, aiming to ram the human line. For a moment, it looked brave. Almost heroic. The human response was instant. A short burst of fire cut the ship in half. The wreck drifted away, silent and broken. The human fleet did not slow. Inside the lead human ship, the captain watched the battle unfold with steady eyes. Data flowed across the main display. Targets marked. Threats evaluated. Outcomes predicted. There was no joy in his face. Only focus. A junior officer spoke quietly. "Enemy morale is collapsing." The captain nodded once. "Maintain pattern." The humans did not change tactics. They did not press harder. They did not soften their strikes. They continued exactly as planned. That consistency crushed the aliens. Some alien ships began broadcasting surrender signals. They powered down weapons and shields, leaving themselves exposed. They waited for destruction. It did not come. The human ships passed them by. Alien crews stared in disbelief. "They spared us," one said. That mercy created a new kind of fear. If humans could destroy them so easily, why did they choose not to? In the council chamber, the elders watched in horror. This battle was no longer entertainment. It was no longer even a war. It was a demonstration. One elder leaned forward, his voice low. "Why did they wait so long to show this power?" Another answered slowly. "Because they hoped they would never need to." On the battlefield, the alien fleet finally broke. Survivors fled in all directions, hyperspace jumps tearing open space as they escaped. The humans did not chase them. They let them run. Only one alien commander remained, his flagship still intact but surrounded. His screens showed human ships closing in, calm and unstoppable. He opened a private channel. "This conflict is over," he said, his voice shaking. "What do you want from us?" The channel stayed silent for several seconds. Then a human voice answered. Calm. Clear. Almost gentle. We want you to remember this. The message ended. No threats followed. No demands were made. The human fleet stopped advancing. The guns powered down. The sudden quiet felt unreal. Alien crews waited for the next attack, hearts racing. But none came. The humans held their position, weapons cold, watching. Slowly, the meaning sank in. This battle was never meant to destroy the alien empire. It was meant to stop it. In the council chamber, no one laughed now. Faces were pale. Limbs trembled. Eyes avoided the screen. The galaxy had believed humans were weak because they were silent. Now it understood the truth. Humans stayed silent because they knew exactly how loud they could be. As the human ships began to turn away, leaving behind a shattered but living enemy, the narrator's voice carried a final thought. The most dangerous beings in the galaxy were not the ones who roared. They were the ones who waited. And when humans finally chose to act, fear followed them across the stars. After the human fleet withdrew, the battlefield remained silent. Broken alien ships drifted through space like forgotten memories. Emergency lights blinked. Life pods floated free, untouched. Rescue signals echoed across open channels, but no one answered at first. Every surviving alien crew waited, afraid the humans might return. They did not. Minutes passed. Then hours. Only then did the alien commanders begin to understand something far more frightening than defeat. The humans had already left. Rescue fleets arrived from nearby systems. Medics and engineers moved quickly, pulling survivors from damaged ships. As they worked, one question spread again and again among the wounded and the frightened. Why were we spared? Back on the alien flagship, the surviving commander sat alone in the darkened command room. His once proud fleet was gone. His hands trembled as he replayed the battle footage. He slowed it down. Frame by frame. The truth became clear. Every human shot had purpose. Weapons were disabled before hulls were destroyed. Command ships were targeted first, not the strongest, but the ones giving orders. Communication arrays were destroyed early, cutting coordination. Engines were hit last, trapping ships without killing their crews. This was not chaos. This was design. They planned everything, the commander whispered. Long before this battle. In the Galactic Council chamber, the elders reconvened in silence. The great hall that once echoed with laughter now felt cold and empty. No one joked. No one mocked. They had lost something far greater than ships. They had lost certainty. A young council member finally spoke. Why did humans wait until now? An elder answered slowly. Because war was never their first choice. Records were pulled from ancient human archives, now shared openly across the galaxy. Not warnings. Not threats. History. The council learned about human wars. Old wars. Brutal wars. Wars where humans nearly destroyed themselves. They saw images of cities burning, worlds scarred, and generations lost. Humans had paid a terrible price to learn restraint. They did not glorify war. They feared it. And that fear made them careful. Back in human space, the fleet returned home. There were no celebrations. No cheers. Ships docked quietly. Crews went to medical checks and debriefings. One officer asked the captain, "Did we go too far?" The captain shook his head. No. We went exactly far enough. The humans had not fought to win territory. They had not fought for pride. They had fought to stop a threat that refused to listen. They knew something the galaxy did not. If humans ever fought without restraint, there might be nothing left to rule. Days later, an alien delegation arrived at the edge of human space. Their ships were unarmed. Their signals were open. They waited patiently for permission to approach. Humans granted it. The meeting took place on neutral ground. No weapons. No raised voices. The alien representatives bowed, a gesture copied from human culture. "We were wrong," their leader said. "We mistook silence for weakness." A human diplomat replied calmly, "Many do." The alien asked the question that haunted the galaxy. "Why did you not destroy us when you could?" The human paused before answering. "Because if we had," he said, "we would become the thing we fear most." That answer spread across the stars. Civilizations listened. Borders shifted. Fleets changed their patrol routes. Treaties were rewritten. For the first time, many species considered restraint not as weakness, but as strength. The laughter that once filled the council chamber never returned. Instead, something new took its place. Respect. Not earned through threats. Not forced by conquest. But forged in a single moment when the galaxy pushed humans too far, and learned how carefully humans had been holding back. Far away, in the quiet of space, a damaged alien ship drifted toward a repair station. Its crew stared out at the stars, forever changed. They would tell others what happened. Not about explosions. Not about defeat. But about the calm faces of humans who could have ended everything, and chose not to. And across the galaxy, one truth became clear. The most terrifying weapon humanity possessed was not their guns. It was their control. The Galactic Council chamber was full again, but it felt smaller than before. The same curved rows. The same glowing star beyond the windows. The same screen in the center of the hall. Everything looked the same. Nothing felt the same. No one joked. No one whispered insults. No one laughed. They were watching a recording now, not a live feed. The moment when the human gun began to fire. The sound had been removed, but everyone in the chamber could still hear it in their minds. 3,000 rounds per minute. An elder reached out and paused the image. A human ship hung in space, calm and steady, while alien vessels burned around it. "This," the elder said slowly, "is where everything changed." No one disagreed. Across the galaxy, reports poured in. Border violations stopped. Patrol fleets pulled back. Aggressive expansions ended overnight. Species that once showed their strength with weapons now showed it with restraint. Human space became quiet again. That silence was no longer ignored. It was watched. On a distant world, an alien military academy changed its lessons. Old theories about human weakness were removed. New case studies replaced them. Not about firepower alone, but about patience, discipline, and choice. One instructor said to his students, "Never mistake calm for fear. Especially with humans." The message spread. On Earth, life continued as it always had. Cities buzzed. Children laughed. People argued, worked, loved, and lived. Most humans never knew how close the galaxy had come to something far worse. That was by design. The human leaders chose not to announce their victory. There were no speeches broadcast to the stars. No celebrations. No warnings. The fleet that had fought returned to routine duty. Crews rotated out. Ships were repaired. Weapons were checked and stored. The gun that had ended the laughter was cleaned, serviced, and shut down. It waited. In the council chamber, a final vote was held. New laws were written into galactic law. Human borders were declared protected. Any attack on human vessels would be treated as a threat to galactic stability. Not because humans demanded it. Because no one wanted to see that weapon fire again. One council member spoke quietly. What if they change? What if humans decide to conquer? An elder answered, if they had wanted that, we would not be here to ask the question. The truth settled heavily over the room. Humans had won not by destroying the galaxy's enemies, but by showing how easily they could have. Somewhere in deep space, a damaged alien ship completed repairs. Its captain stared at a small human emblem painted on the hull. A mark left by human boarding crews during rescue operations. They had saved his crew after disabling his ship. He touched the emblem with a shaking limb. They could have killed us all, he said softly. His crew nodded. They chose not to. That choice haunted him more than any defeat. Years passed. New species joined the galactic community. They were told stories of ancient wars and fallen empires. And always, one story was told with special care. The day the galaxy laughed. And the moment it stopped. The narrator's voice carried the final truth, calm and steady. Humans were not the strongest species. They were not the largest. They were not the oldest. But they were the ones who learned the cost of war early, and never forgot it. And when the galaxy forced them to remember, they answered not with rage, but with precision. Now, when human ships passed through shared space, other vessels gave way. Not out of fear alone. Out of understanding. Because everyone knew the same thing now. If humans ever stopped holding back again, laughter would be the last sound the galaxy ever made.